Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. Now this is a paid request for Jonathan, who sent in a couple of them. We'll get to them as soon as I can. Thank you for your patience and your generosity, Jonathan. I really do appreciate it. Same with everyone else out there. Thank you. If anyone wants to request any other type of movie review or re-review, video game playthrough for an hour or full playthrough, commentary, reaction, tier list, random thoughts, random news, random whatever, feel free. PayPal is the best way to do it. Do have a Cash App as well. Links are down in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And Jonathan wanted me to look at the Sandlot 2. Now, I know there's 3 of these movies. I've never seen the third one. There was talks of doing like a, I don't know, it was like a prequel or some other thing. Thankfully, that has died out. And I like The Sandlot, the first one. It's fun. I'm not a baseball guy, but to showcase the spirit of kids bonding with baseball, the time period, which is supposed to be the 60s, and the camaraderie of the kids. And there's a lot of fun bits in that. There's memorable moments. Forever. Now, anytime I think of the word forever, I always think of that. Forever. I like the kid who plays Ham. You play ball like a girl. I think his name is Patrick Renna. I could be wrong on that. I'm bad with names. But I know he was on an episode of The X-Files. I've seen him in a few stuff throughout this time. I think he was in The Son-in-Law. Anyway, I like the cast in that. James Earl Jones makes an appearance. Dennis Leary, I think, is in that. I like it for what it is. It's fun. It's definitely a film people view as a classic of that era. And it's heartfelt. This is shit. All this is a remake of the first film, which is strange because it's directed by the same guy, David Mickey Evans. So that was the 90s, 93 or so, give or take. This is 2005, and you're telling me that after all this time, the only story you have is almost the same damn story? I don't understand that. It just streams like, hey dude, can you make another one of these? Well, I already did. Okay, I'll just kind of do the same movie, because they kind of want the same movie, but I'll change a couple things, but it's kind of, because other than the 60s, this takes place in the 70s. But you have a group of kids. You have the kid that comes in, whose name is Smalls. Now, the kid in the movie says the other kid was his brother. It's been a while since I've seen The Sandlot, so I didn't even remember the guy having a brother. Maybe he did. I don't remember it. But he said, my brother, whatever his name was in the first film, told me about this. I'm like, is it like a stepbrother or what? Why is your brother? I don't know. Anyway. But you have a kid named Smalls that joins the group. You have them playing baseball, of course, on the Sandlot. You have the scene where the younger kid is able to kiss an older girl, and there's trouble, and they gotta get the hell out of there. Just a younger kid kiss the older girl. And it's play for hijinks. You have an important object that a father figure had goes over the wall, and they gotta do all these plans to get across the wall, and they all fail because they're afraid of this dog. Only instead of the beast, it's called the Deep Fear, which I guess was a kid of the beast. And them telling a story, and then you have the flashback of the story where it's exaggerated like it is in the first. So, in the first one, it was a Babe Ruth signed ball that went over the fence. Here, it's a rocket that this other guy had because the guy works for NASA. So, an important thing this father figure had that went over the wall, and we need to get it, otherwise things are screwed, and then all these things, that plans go awry, which ends with the leader of the gang going over, getting the thing, getting the hell out, and the dog is chasing them, and it ends with them going up to the guy who owns the place, once again played by James Earl Jones, and once again saying, why didn't you just come and see me? And then the kids get pissed. Oh, we could have done that. You told us not to. And then even the end, where you look at the kids and they fade away, and the narrator, which is weird, because it's the director who is the narrator of the first film. The reason he was the narrator of the first film, the director, is that he was supposed to be the older version of Smalls. But here, he's the older version of the brother of Smalls too? So what, the brothers... Some say cousins, but I swear they said brothers in this. But they have the same voice? Or is this like the Raising Cain thing where you find out the twist is they're the same guy? It's a schizo. Johnny's the same as brother. They're psycho. Maybe that'll be the twist. But like, why are you voicing and narrating as the older person of this one when you were a different person in the first movie? At least get a different narrator then, if you're supposed to be playing a different person. But if you're watching this as a sequel, I would assume people who see this saw the first film. They go, wait a minute, that's the same voice, the same narrator. They grew up to be the guy at the end watching the baseball game with the other. But no, now he's the brother. Even that doesn't make any fucking... It's just, hey, that voice, that narrator was in the first film, so he's got to be in this one. At the end, we got to see people fade away, and they explain what happened to them. Only one of the kids apparently got abducted by aliens, and they just leave it at that? I'm like, what? What the fuck? And this just has like a cheaper look to it. It tries to do like jokes that would seem like lame kid direct-to-video stuff. There's a bit where one thing they add is that girls join the team and the boys don't want the girls there. So Smalls is going from one to the other, but they speed up the film. So he's like going... So the first film had kids in it, but it didn't feel like a kid's movie. This one took the same skeleton, but made it feel like more of a kid's movie. Where even one kid shits his pants. And he turns, you see there's a wet spot in his underwear, and you hear a little... He tried to get over with the dog, but then got scared and ran off. Also, even you have the lead kid, like even the type of kids. You have the lead kid, just like a lead kid in the first, who's like the, when I say the lead as in the leader of the group, who is going to go over, get the thing, run out, and be chased by the dog. Only here, it's less on foot and more on a bicycle. So they figure, well, that's enough of a change. I'm like, oh, if you say so, David Mickey Evans. Of course, this is the same guy that, you know, the Sandlot was like, I guess, his one good movie to get out of him, because then he would do, I think, like Beethoven 3 and 4 and other shit. He never really made a movie as good as the Sandlot ever again. I just, you know, he had one in him, and no more. He still directed, but they weren't worth shit. But you have the leader of the group. You have a kid named Smalls. You have a fat kid who's a catcher. Or was he the catcher in this? I know he was in the first. Anyway, you have a fat kid. That there's even a bit where he is arguing with the other team and bullies and rivals, and they're throwing insults back and forth, just like in the first film. Only instead of, I want to say his name was Ham in the first. Instead of that kid telling the rival you play like a girl, that was the rival telling him you play like a girl. So they use the same line. I am surprised, unless I missed it, maybe I missed it, but I'm surprised they didn't use the, you're killing me, Smalls, you're killing me. Unless they did, I just flatlined and said, nope, I'm not going to hear this shit. I'll just, you know, they didn't steal that line too. Either they didn't steal that line from the first, or they did, and my brain decided to use the Men in Black thing and wipe it out. So yeah, you have the leader of the team. It gets a one-on-one with the dog. You have the fat kid. You have the black kid. You have the guy and the younger brother. Only the younger brother in the first repeated stuff. Here he's deaf. I'm like, God damn, like how lazy can you get? I know again there's a third film, but I never saw that. So they get more into it. Although again, if you've seen the first film, you've seen this. Only if you want to see it done shitty and more kid-like, with not that good of an acting cred from the group, because I do think the acting is definitely down compared with the first. These kids are not nearly as good as the kids in the first film. Hell, there's even a bit where they go to a carnival like they did in the first film, only there's no ride they go on and puke. They just go into a place and find Bigfoot shit, and instead it's like something that they put on display and make you waste your money. So it takes place in the 70s. They show clips from the first movie. I'm like, thank you for showing clips of the movie I'd rather be watching. It's 1972. These new kids have been here for only a bit. There's Johnny Smalls, who lights rockets. The lead kid, I think his name is David. He lights this girl. And then you have a deaf kid, a black kid. The black kid likes to dress like Jimi Hendrix or other stuff. That's like his gimmick. And the fat kid is Thurman Merman, the kid from Bad Santa. I'm like, this guy looks familiar. Oh, shit. But I'm like, damn. After Bad Santa, this is the best he could get? Hey, you're in this theatrical film that was a hit that had Billy Bob Thornton. Well, what can I do next, Mr. Agent? We got the Sandlot 2. Anything else? We got the Sandlot sequel. Okay. What a downgrade. Let's go from Bad Santa to fucking Sandlot 2 direct-to-video land. So Johnny Smalls, who sounds like a gangster, but you know, he does these things with rockets and actually hits the Sandlot, the little dugout. The other get pissed. There's about 5 kids. Since he accidentally shot the rocket at that. He runs off. One of the girls saves him, and she goes, "You owe me one." And then it goes from, like, there's 3 women on the field, the other 5 are pissed, and this is what we needed. We needed feminism in this movie. That's what the Sandlot needed. The Sandlot needed feminists. You're a male chauvinist pig. Yeah, and you're a dyke. Fucking goddamn. Like, we need feminism now? So they make a deal. If you just strike this person out, and they strike Thurman Merman out, well, strike one, then they realize he can't do it, so the lead, I don't call him the lead, because he's really the lead. I know it's trying to be in the perspective of Smalls, but the other kid seems to be more the lead. David, and it goes back and forth where he swings and keeps hitting foul balls, and she keeps swinging the ball, and it becomes a standstill. It becomes a tie. Later, they get back on the field, and that's where you get the bit where they tell Smalls, and he goes back and forth, and they speed up the film. They come to a compromise. We need people for the team. You can join our team. There's a bit where they go to a carnival, and again, in the first film, you had the bit where the younger kid went to do something to get the older girl to kiss him, so he acts like he's drowned. Here, there's a kissing booth. He goes up and kisses her, and they try to get him, and they get the hell out. The fat kid and the rival of the other team call each other names, just like the first film, only again, in the first one, the fat kid said, "You play like a girl." In this, the rival says, "You play like a girl. You play ball like a girl." I'm like, hey, movie, how you play with my balls? Boys or girls, however you want to look in your head. Your thick head, movie. Your fat head. Take them balls, shove them in your mouth. How about that, movie? This movie fucking sucks. And like the first film, there's this fucking legend of this big dog. Instead of the beast, it's the great fear. And the story is told. I'm surprised they didn't do the forever. That's really what all this was missing. The forever and You're Killing Me Smalls. They might as well just put those two fucking things, because they had everything else in the goddamn first movie. So they take, again, Smalls takes an older man's property and fucks up and it goes over the fence, just like the first movie. Again, instead of this baseball that had Babe Ruth's name on it, it was a rocket that this guy needed for his NASA project. And then they come in with all these ideas that get across, just like in the first film, to try to get across and get the thing, and they all fail. There's this kid who calls himself the Retriever. I don't even know why they put this in there, because he comes in, says sure, he goes in, he just thrown out like this. Now, part of the point of the first film is that when they think of the dog, they think he's bigger than life because it's the exaggeration of kids. It's how kids exaggerate the problem, and then you look at the reality, you see, oh, this dog. There's no exaggeration when you see a kid literally fly like this. Like, imagine this is the ground, and he flies like this. Like a superpowered person threw him over the fucking fence. And then he quits. And I'm like, well, this was fucking... whole thing was pointless. Very pointless character. They do this other bit where they get a cat and they lowered it down. And apparently the idea is they think the cat, when it gets scared, will use his claws to grab the fucking... Okay. They think the cat, when they lower it down, they think... Sorry, that was my can. The cat, when they lower it down, is going to get scared and grab it. This ain't a fucking claw. It's not a claw game. It's got claws, but you think a cat is going to grab it and keep hold of it for you to go up and go over here? This ain't a fucking claw game. This ain't Toy Story. You fucked it. These kids are stupid. They think that's the case. Instead, you hear ruffling and the cat apparently either got scared or the dog clawed all its fur off. So it's now pretty much a pink fleshy dick. At least when the cat meowed, it purred, so I guess it liked its haircut. Plus, I don't like the fact that they put a cat in danger. That pisses me off because I'm a cat guy. I love the pussy and I love the cat. Don't put the cat or the pussy in danger, or you don't have me as the danger zone in front of your face, including a fist across your face. Okay, I don't like cats in danger. And I'm a cat person, I'm a pussy person. You hurt the pussy, you hurt the cat, I hurt you. That's how it goes. But it's a movie, it's meant to be silly, so... I'm having fun, folks. Okay, these are jokes, these are kidding. But seriously, don't fuck with cats, or I fuck with you. Badly. Anyway, as I was saying... They try to dig, it doesn't work, and that's where Thurman Merman tries to go and get scared, comes out and he shit his pants, because that's what Sandlot movies need. They need people shitting their pants. I almost shit my pants watching this shitty movie. Because, like, this shit needs to go somewhere. No, it's going to go in the toilet. Where this movie belongs, in the fucking toilet. Fuck this movie. And then David, he goes over the fence and gets the thing and goes out, and the dog goes out, and instead of running, he gets on a bicycle. But they go through town, just like in the first fucking film. And then the director thinks that if you just switch things, that was enough. So, like I said, the fat kid and the rival arguing. Well, if he says you play ball like a girl instead of the other guy, that's different enough. Well, in the first film, someone landed on the dog and they helped the dog. But what if something landed on the kid and the dog helped the kid? Which I don't know why the dog would do that, because the dog, we find out back to the day, bit this kid on the ankle. So why would this dog now want to help when he was chasing? Like, humans helping an animal and an animal appreciate it, that would make more sense. But an animal like chasing you, ready to kill you and bite you, then digging you out and then licking your face, I'm like, what? That makes a lot less sense. But whatever. And James Earl Jones, I'm surprised they got him back. But I guess he felt maybe, hey, I know a lot of people like the Sandlot. I hope he got a good paycheck out of it, James Earl Jones. I can't imagine it'd be much of a paycheck, but maybe he did as a favor. I don't know. Rest in peace to James Earl Jones. Sad that you had to waste your time on this bullshit movie. And then it goes in the whole, what did they do afterwards? So, the lead guy and the girl, eventually they got married. Smalls worked, I guess, for NASA. I forget what the hell the other ones did. Oh, the black kid, he got abducted by aliens. And we never saw him again. Where the fuck did that come from? Like, again, the first film never really entered that realm of, like, too, like, it's a kid's film, this exaggeration, but never like that. Like, he's abducted by aliens and think nothing of it. What? Someone be like, oh, of course the black kid did. The black kid's the one who died. I mean, I don't know. They didn't say he died, just abducted by aliens. Where did, like, they just came, was this director just bored and going, what happens to this kid? I mean, if I said he became a musician, that'd be, you know, maybe stereotypical. Maybe became a doctor. Well, maybe. What's on TV? Close Encounters? Third Kind? Yeah, he's abducted by aliens. Okay, it's done. Done. Script's done. Let's film this shit. Like Barn Landau and Ed Wood. Let's film this shit. Again, I don't know why the narrator is the same as the first film. I know it's the director, but you're playing different characters, but they have the same voice. What the fuck? And then, like, the end, like, sets itself up for a sequel. I'm like, whatever. And then there was the third one, but I don't think this director did that one. This had to have been some kind of, they offered me too much money to say no. It had to have been. Because I don't see any other reason why this film. Now, funny enough, when I watched this film, I was curious about what other people thought about it. And my friend Fabio, he reviewed this, and he thought it sucked too. And he mentioned that DVD has interviews and features of stuff for the first movie. I'm like, oh, well, that's how you need to buy the DVD. If you want to hear about the making of the one you liked, we're going to hold it hostage and put it on this shitty movies DVD. So you got to buy our DVD to watch the features you want. And that'd be funny to buy the DVD for the features and not for the fucking movie. Which probably be the case for that DVD. Or where the fuck it was? Yeah, DVD. It's like, well, wait a minute. Why are there features about the first movie on the second movie DVD? That'd be watching, I don't know. If I watched fucking Star Trek First Contact and they had features about Star Trek 5. Like, what? Like, what? I'd be like, if they Bulletproof 2, you get the Blu-ray, so you'll have interviews with Adam Sandler and Damon Wayans talking about Bulletproof 1. I mean, I guess that'd be a way for people to buy Bulletproof 2. Yes, there was a Bulletproof 2. One of the worst comedies I've ever seen. But anyway. But yeah, this film sucks. It's like the same movie as the first, only if the first was done shitty. You tell me, Smalls, you tell me. Fuck this movie. You're struck out. Sorry, David Mitty Evans. Which also sounds like a gangster. Like Mitty Blue Eyes. Maybe this was a front for gangsters. Like, you know, this was a money laundering operation. We'll do this. And then maybe secretly these are all gangsters. Because I see all the gang signs. Johnny Smalls, commentator like that. I see your hints. Like Illuminati type of hints. I see your hints. Alright? I get it. Abducted by aliens? What, like John Gotti? Anyway, I'm just fucking around. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.